Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. Тимур.
Здравствуйте.
Бигжан, это
Здравствуйте, Бигжан.
очень приятно. Айнура, это же вы же самый активный.
Самый, самый активный. У кого больше времени есть, да?
Вы откуда?
А я из Праги. Я в Праге
Привет
сейчас.
всем.
Я из
Здравствуйте.
я из Бостона.
Вау, круто.
Мгм. Спасибо.
Классная картина.
Да, у нас комьюнити рум. Интересно, хорошая картина.
Мгм.
Как дела у всех? Как
Спасибо.
неделя?
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Привет, привет.
Всех приветствую.
Добрый день,
Добрый.
вернее вечер. Хотя у кого-то уже день.
Да, у кого как.
Да.
Включу сейчас.
Как дела у вас? Как с заданиями?
А,
Получилось поработать? Попрактиковаться?
Так, чуть-чуть. Я,
Чуть.
честно говоря, по-моему, запутался я с этими
Ну,
эксплойтами.
сейчас посмотрим. Сейчас посмотрим. Да. Немножко не туда буду смотреть. Давайте вот так же. Да, Лен, как дела?
А его еще нет, как мы поняли. Он будет чуть
Да.
позже, сказали нам.
Мгм.
Сколько?
Не уточняли.
Да?
За
Окей.
него зашли и
Я понял.
включили запись задавлена.
Хорошо. Сейчас пару минут подождем. Ребят.
Ребята, всем привет, добрый вечер, доброе утро, кто в Америке.
Да, Лен,
Как слышно?
привет.
Добрый.
Да, я сейчас, у меня тоже сегодня опять сокер, я сейчас довезу, буду как бы слушать,
Ага, хорошо.
заочно буду участвовать. Ага.
Хорошо. Как же сделать, чтобы камера и так работала? Ладно, ребят, если что, я буду иногда монитор смотреть. Давайте рассказывайте в целом, быстренько пробежим. У кого что, какой статус?
Звук.
Константин, от вас эхо идет.
Да, эхо идет.
Да, сейчас мне надо микрофон выключить. Все, вот так должно быть нормально. Так нормально?
Да,
Да,
сейчас
да.
вот.
О, да, микрофон был на двух машинах. Ну давайте пару таких вот моментов, да, ребята, я знаю, Альнур уже там хорошо продвинулся, именно по командам, уже там эксплуатировал семерку, насколько я помню, да? Я думаю,
Да,
с самим интерфейсом вопросов, наверное, у Альнура нет. У кого, ребята, есть вопросы именно по интерфейсу, мы сейчас пройдемся быстренько. Нужно пройтись по метасплойту. Как там искать, как там что вообще как бы искать эксплойты, там, auxiliary, да, те вещи, которые, допустим, есть эксплойт у нас, который систему как бы vulnerability как бы использует, да, эксплуатирует, и получается, он дает возможность прям заходить уже систему. А есть там auxiliary модули, они как бы принципиально различаются, потому что а, они дают возможность там сканировать порты, допустим, делать reconnaissance, да, то есть разведку проводить, но без как бы непосредственно проникновения, без эксплуатации vulnerability, да. То есть можно проверить, например, есть уязвимость или нет, но не проникать. Допустим, даже если уязвимость есть в системе, но вы запустили, например, auxiliary, то он просто покажет, да, уязвимо там типа. А если вы, допустим, уже под эту уязвимость запустите сам эксплойт, то вы да, непосредственно можете, например, провалиться уже в сессию. Да, либо, допустим, если у нас, например, метр... э, если как бы что-то непонятно, ребята, в терминах скажите, я просто говорю, потому что, ну, как бы это как будто бы понятно мне, но если вы до этого не дошли, давайте мы... просто если вопрос есть, давайте с какого уровня начать. Бигран,
Ну,
что
вообще,
получилось?
Как я чуть с опозданием иду, у меня
Да?
приоритеты полностью.
Ирки Булан, у вас?
ну вот я то, что сегодня, на этой неделе вот вам показывал, скидывал
Да,
такие
да,
непонятные моменты, я на этом застрял в плане
да.
того, мне, смотрите, в чем заковыка для меня вышла? Я вот открываю Kali Linux и вот нахожу, ну, согласно этих MC конфиг, там эксплойт какие там, он там эти полотно не выкидывает.
Так,
А, я как бы на этом и торможу. У меня что-то я не могу, никак не
хорошо,
сходится.
давайте, окей, хорошо, сейчас дойдем. Еще у кого какие вопросы? Сколько у нас человек сегодня? У нас 11, да? Да, у Лены, наверное, не за компом. Серхио?
Не, Костя, я хотел, слушай, пока мы не... Слышно, да, меня?
Да, слышно?
Пока мы не ушли как бы для интермедиат, хотел для начинающих как бы информацию сказать. Я вообще как бы
Мгм.
немножко вот этими метаэксплойтом не было времени, потому что сейчас я как бы загорелся.
Ага,
Больше вот для начинающих я сейчас работаю над своим курсом учебным именно для начинающих, потому что когда я начал смотреть
окей.
хак, когда начал смотреть
Try
вот
hack
этот
me? Ага.
ICS, этот ICS2, мне вообще, если честно, тяжело заходило. Ну, не, я это все как бы проходил, но второй раз даже читая, слушаю, мне это как отторжение какое-то идет. Не
Да?
очень хорошо
Непонятно.
объясняется. И я сейчас, ну, уже на 80% закончил, сделал такой курсик, на, где более понятно, больше он заточен именно для не тех, кто уже что-то знает, а именно который вообще ноль. Вот, я знаю
Мгм.
ребят, которые среди нас тоже есть, которые только начинают. Вот, я хотел поделиться, вот сейчас закончу, наверное, на следующей неделе. Я вам
Окей.
дам бесплатный доступ, посмотрите, это будет
Мгм.
классно.
А
Базовые
в
вещи, больше он заточен именно для людей, которые не знают cybersecurity, для менеджеров. Сейчас для менеджеров тоже нужно изучать cybersecurity, чтобы понимать вот эту всю терминологию. Сейчас очень много терминов. И плюс еще для бизнес-онеров. Вот я, короче, книжки, курсы, все это перелопачиваю и думаю, скоро это...
в каком
э,
формате, Даулет?
А?
В каком
Короче,
формате ты
будет...
готовишь?
ну, это будет в Udemy. Я всегда в Udemy делал. Вот, и, в общем,
А ты там
такие
сам свой
дела.
курс собираешь, да?
Да, 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 в Udemy выкладываю видео, использую там больше искусственный интеллект. Вообще супер, сейчас
Ну,
такие
круто, круто.
инструменты мощные. Ну, в общем, будем
Ну,
на
Вообще
связи.
круто.
ага,
Не буду меня...
приветствую всех. Это
Есть,
Ирбол.
кому, если интересно, начинающий, я, короче, дам доступ.
Не,
Да,
конечно, наверное,
Даулен,
дойдутся.
от
Да.
начинающих я могу сказать, в принципе, то, что ты сказал, вот это чуть сложно заходит, да, читается как бы это все, ну, объяснение, оно чуть-чуть сложноватое, и приходится сталкиваться с трудностями, поэтому чуть застреваем. И поэтому мы еще не, я, допустим, как начинающий даже не дошел до того, чтобы там не то, что метаэксплойты, чтобы, допустим, там
Хорошо.
эти кали, там вот это все устанавливать и так далее.
Ну, окей, давайте тогда, раз уж начали мы с начинающих, мы, ребята, как бы а, по теории, да, вот то, что вы проходили IC Square или там Try Hack Me, да, вот
Да,
вам
да, да.
непонятно, допустим, вы читаете текст, да, как вот иностранный язык же это, да, вот непонятно слово, допустим, какой-то термин или группа слов, или там вообще там целые предложения, там о чем они говорят. А пример дайте мне какой-то, давайте мы его вместе разберем. Какой-нибудь
Не,
пример
да,
собирайте.
Константин, да,
Да.
даже дело не в языке, а
Не,
просто,
я понял. Вот вам, допустим, говорят, да,
да,
допустим, надо
да, а вот
начинать. Мгм.
понимать вообще, как они объясняют, это чуть-чуть сложновато, и как-то они вот, если было там структурно сделано, да, допустим, общая сверху структура, а потом уже каждому отдельному моменту вот
Ага.
подходить, что-то объяснять. А вот курс чуть сложновато выстроен именно вот на вот этих двух платформах, которые Давлен сейчас сказал.
Мгм.
Я первую только сделал, вот сертификат, который этот, ну, первый сертификат только прошел
Мгм.
полностью. И остановился. А именно, наверное, это будет больше от практики потом зависеть, но хотел бы еще как бы полностью еще раз
Хорошо, ну
пройти.
давайте
Так
тогда
что
так.
давленовский, если
Да.
курс какой-нибудь будет, там легче, ну, как бы объяснять, то было бы классно.
Да, Улен, если ты слушаешь, в каком формате, да, тогда? Ну, там, то, что
Да,
мы,
да, да.
допустим, то, что мы, допустим, начинали там DIA трояд, да, вот с этого, например, начинаются все курсы практически, мне кажется, 100% они
Мгм,
начинаются с этого.
мгм.
Вы, допустим, мы его
Не,
прошли, мы обсуждали. Оно понятно?
Не, это понятно. Я там то,
Да,
что вот это внутри
Я не знаю, прерывать, я-то
проходил,
слышу,
там
меня слышно
даже
нормально?
включая
да,
network
слышно.
security там и
Да,
так
слышно
далее. Это
вас.
для меня, допустим, новые, да? Те же, допустим, как виртуальные ланы там и так далее, вот это все.
Окей, это
Просто вот
сетевая,
в
да?
голове, пока вот
Сетевая
это
база.
все
Ага.
осело, мне надо было несколько раз это все прочитать и как бы понимать постепенно.
Окей.
Мгм.
Sergio, sorry, we are speaking Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's fine.
просто,
That's fine.
ага,
Hi, I was having
yeah,
issues.
I am just speaking on the name of beginners, and it's a bit hard to us to follow your thoughts and follow your understanding. So that's why I am just telling that the Dowlen's offer is would be good for us.
You got-
Yeah.
Ну,
Yeah.
Лен, твой оффер-то ты на английском не рассказал. Окей,
Yeah,
Sergio,
guys,
Даулен.
can you hear
Yeah,
me?
okay. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Yes, I just for Sergio, let you know, you feel 16. Is it, was it,
Oh,
guys,
пропадаешь.
can you hear me?
Now better.
Yeah, it comes and goes. I'm having some trouble with the line apparently. So I miss what you were saying before. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'll explain Daulen. So Daulen just preparing the course and classes and lessons for beginners, right? So yeah, we still
Okay.
now I feel that we need to split groups, right? So if you are beginners, guys, yeah, theory is the number one priority for you. Otherwise, you feel it, right, by yourselves that if you don't understand the terms and words and you know the main aspects of the cybersecurity, it's too complicated to read any text related to, and any lessons, right, related to cybersecurity. And yeah, specifically if computer-based knowledge, right, like LAN, like IP, like VLAN, right? What does it mean WLAN, for instance, right? All these terms, it should be like clear enough to be able to, you know, absorb all information regarding the cybersecurity. Otherwise, yes, as Irke Bulan just explained us, it will be complicated to just read the text, right? It will be like a white noise for you. So, okay,
So, Konstantin, maybe for beginners, we'll do some shorter sessions and separately from main group.
Yeah, we actually decided to split the two groups by 30 minutes. Even it's not enough for 1 week.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we cannot, you know.
Now, you see, when we speak with beginners, for intermediates, and for other people, so it's not so much interesting, maybe. And we are wasting their time. Maybe on the beginning, we will get some 15 minutes session for beginners, and then you'll continue. If any beginner wants to hear, want to get
Yeah,
into,
it was initial offer from us,
yeah,
remember?
okay,
But yeah,
okay,
30 minutes in the for the beginners, and
okay.
then if you guys will jump on just 30 minutes later on the
Yeah.
meetings, then it will
Yeah.
work for you, right? But
Yeah.
it's no any, you know,
Okay, thank you. I got it.
no any strict rules, so everybody can attend if you want, right? But
Yeah.
now I see that yeah, beginners need theory, and yeah, yeah, I expected from you guys that you will just write down some questions and we can, you know, discuss together. Okay? I
Okay, I
mean,
got it.
if you
And
read,
let me prepare some questions for the next session then.
okay, yeah, sounds
Yep.
good.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, let's wait. What probably, Daulian, you can publish what you already have. So it's not necessary to complete your course, 100% because uh, if it's possible, of course, if you can just upload the not completed, course and guys can start, learn. But honestly, let's wait what Dowling can do for us. But it's ton of information in the internet, guys. Uh, if you really need a computer base knowledge, uh, computer A, I think, computer A course from CompTIA class is very good. Explain everything like computer host, DNS, protocols, VLANs, firewalls, switches, all this stuff. So it will be really, like your basement in IT science, right?
Could you repeat again, Konstantin?
I think it's a computer A plus.
A plus.
It's a very basic course, right? Um, or you can search like similar courses as a CompTIA, because CompTIA is always like CompTIA A plus, correct? Sergio, thank you. And then next it's a network plus, and then security plus. I think it's the right order. Sergio sent even YouTube link. Yerkebulan, when did you join us?
Не понял.
Когда вы к нам присоединились?
Так. Вообще имеете в виду, да, так? В самом
У
начале.
нас два до Еркебулана, у нас еще есть YS
Я не
с
знаю.
айфона. С айфона YS имя.
Не, YS это Ербол, это beginner.
Ербол,
У
sorry,
меня
Ербол.
YS, да, я извиняюсь.
Ербол, да, Ербол, вы
beginner
когда к нам
написал.
присоединились? Вы же сначала с нами были, нет?
Я сначала прям с первого, да.
Okay.
Ага.
So guys, I think intermediate group can share some links, guys. What you just use for learning, right? I'll do my search on my own as well and send you links if I'll find something.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Konstantin.
Yeah, but actually speaking, if I just need to find something, Google just always help. Okay, any terms I forgot or any new terms regarding the AI and machine learning, I found everything I need. Okay.
Okay, but the main thing to know what to search.
Correct, but you need to search like a cybersecurity course, and you will have like chapters there.
Yeah.
You can ask, for instance, ChatGPT, what would be my plan to study cybersecurity stuff, and you will get a plan, for instance, right? It's the easiest way. Then you will have like some articles and topics, right? And you can start learning. But so if you said that IC square is not structural enough and very complicated to understood, so try another courses then.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, but for me, I see square was like, okay, I don't know. So if Dowling just said it's not really convenient and not clear enough, so let's try something else. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions for the beginners? No? Okay, so let's guys move on, right? Let's switch to the intermediate level. So again, Metasploit. The task was initial task. Remember, it was just install a lab. So your Kubelan, as I understood, so we need to show you how to do it, right? And how MSF console looks like, right? and how to do a search and everything, right? Like basic commands. Let me share the screen if it will allow me. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay, I can see you. Okay. So, is anybody using different virtual platform? I'm using Oracle VirtualBox. I think all of us, right, on the VirtualBox.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Any questions
Yeah.
how to set up the machines here? Иркебулан, у вас получилось?
Ну, да, я установил десятку и
И
сервер
Windows
19.
сервер, да? То есть
Да, и
у
как
вас
бы...
примерно такая же конфигурация должна
Да,
быть?
да, да. Приблизительно так же. Я
Okay,
думаю, так
cool.
же.
Cool. So no questions here. Okay. Then let me log in. My Kali. Ну, Скали как бы... So regarding the Kali, I think nothing is new, right? We're just using terminals, right?
Mm.
So you can open as many as you want terminals and run in parallel for your convenience. If you have two monitors, it's even more convenient. On the laptop, it's really inconvenient. I'm on the laptop right now. Okay. For pen test, actually, I usually use my guide or instruction right here, right? I just write down the commands and everything and prepare, IP addresses and ports. It's very easy then to run, right? Instead of, manually type all the time, commands and replace the IPs and ports. So you can very quickly, test
Paste.
exploits, right? So you copy paste and that's it, right? Even so it's this example. So this is like how might exploit. I just copy from the console, right? How I did it. And then you just remove the MSF console, the CLI prompt, right? Like here. And you can copy and paste all this command in one shot. Copy paste. Okay. I'll show you. So we're starting with Metasploit, right? Metasploit is, let's start from the beginning. Let's exit. So your cable one, my understanding is you're starting with MFS console, correct?
Да, да,
Okay.
correct.
Then you did search, right?
Угу. Да, yes.
Okay. So most of the commands which you can use in Linux, you can use in MSF console as well. For instance, like grep. Let's see what we wanted to find, like HTTP related exploits and search for Windows, for instance, right? Let's see. So it's like a filter, so you can put like a I'm sorry, keywords, right? And then you'll see the list of sorry, exploits, right here. So as we said, that it's too many to verify. So time is money as always, right? For everyone nowadays. So even for this, specific search prompt, we have ton of exploits, right? So as I said before, so let's try to use the most
New one.
recent one, right? Recent one. So this exploit, so this is a level. So Zoho Password Manager Pro XML RPC, right? Most probably this is not it will not work for us because we have no Zoho Corporation application. You know the AD Manager and Service Desk from Zoho Corporation? It's like a service desk cloud. It can be cloud and can be a on-premises application, right? Which helps right change manage Active Directory actually, right? So it's help admins to create groups, accounts, delete accounts, disable accounts, move accounts from one group to another, and provide some additional level of privilege, right? Without logging to domain controller itself, right? So it's like simplifies the process of account management for domain controllers, right? I would say. But this application actually very often have vulnerabilities, and hackers very often just try to use and exploit the Zoho Corporation's
Mm.
application. The reason is why it's very famous and very popular for the admins because of the price, right? And yeah, for instance, if you will just search like a service desk application, it will cost you like $1,000, right? For $10,000 or more than that even for a company like 500 people, right? But these guys can offer you like for a few grants. You will see you will have a service desk application, AD manager application, and they have many stuff like vulnerability scanners and uh, yeah, even some stuff to pen test, your infrastructure. It's actually for related to Zoho, right? Let's find something related to Windows, but not HTTP because yeah, I'm sure I don't have a HTTP open on my port or on my servers, right? Let's find some CV, okay? And search for Windows. Okay. This is related to Adobe, also not interesting. Let's say Bluekeeper RDP, right? Let's try it. Um, until this point, everything's clear, guys?
Yes.
А,
Yeah.
Okay.
Константин,
I believe, yeah.
можете объяснить? Я другую просто команду использовал, и, может быть, поэтому путаница у
Для
меня
серча?
ваша.
Для серча?
Да, я
Нет,
использовал
вы
команду
можете просто search
Search
набрать.
Platform, Windows, вот такая вот, Type, Exploit, Target, ну, так другая команда была.
И
Может,
смотрите,
поэтому...
Ирки Булан, в целом получается, когда вы просто search делаете, вы можете любое слово здесь набить. Это как search по файлам, да, по ключевому слову. Вот я, допустим,
Мгм,
Win наберу, и он мне найдет. Смотрите, видите?
мгм,
Понимаете? Просто я использовал команду, чтобы просто ее точечно найти. Видите, он всем мне выплюнул с Вином, да?
мгм, мгм.
Просто греб, когда используете, вы можете точно сказать, допустим, я хочу там RDP.
А,
Понимаете? Вот я,
ясно,
допустим,
ясно.
вот здесь вот видите,
Вы
если E
использовали
набрал,
итерацию сразу, да, получается?
ну
Мгм.
да, греб-команда же знаете, а греб-команда, она позволяет как бы из
Ну,
там
я
текстовых
встречался,
файлов,
но
да,
не часто.
вытаскивать, допустим, у вас есть а, простыня там процессов, да,
Мгм,
вот, допустим, вот
мгм,
здесь давайте я
мгм.
покажу вам.
Понятно.
Да, вот вы, допустим, выплевываете, у вас, допустим, все процессы, да, вот запущенные на Linux вышли, да,
Мгм,
PSAX, да, а вы можете, допустим, просто грепать и, допустим, греп сказать, например, HTTP, да, sorry. Вот, он вам просто раз посмотрит и просто покажет строку с HTTP. Ну, здесь у меня нет, допустим, вот смотрите, какой процесс там, ну, он баш, да, допустим, у нас есть. Вы просто грепаете
Я,
и говорите просто слово, какое вам нужно, да.
я-
Вот
я
высите
понял,
процесс
я
баша,
понял.
да, там, допустим,
Мгм,
и так далее. Вот, это просто облегчает. Вот видите, у нас
мгм.
процессы с
Я
башем,
понял.
да, вышли. Здесь то же
Мгм,
самое, видите, я сказал, что можно использовать команды, которые вы в Linux используете, они чаще всего здесь срабатывают, да. То есть мы просто точечно ищем. А,
мгм,
их миллион, да, понятно, что мы все не можем их пройти. И даже сейчас вот мы будем проходить, я пытался симулировать проблему на каком-нибудь Windows сервере, да, я игрался там. Окей, if you don't mind, can I English so Sergey
мгм.
will with us, okay? I hope my English is clear enough for you guys. It's not perfect, of course, but yeah, I hope it's clear. So, so guys, the search command just show you all exploits we have. As we discussed, we need to just use to save our time, right? Use the most recent one based on the date, the timestamp, right? So if timestamp like from 20 to present time, so you can use it. Or for instance, if you will just detect some Windows Server 2008, of course you can use any exploits, right? Dated early or after 2008. I think it's clear, right? It's the obvious stuff, right? So, and you can do search, for instance, in internet, right? It's a common vulnerability for Windows 2019, for instance, right? Windows Server 2019. And you will get like CVE number. You know the CVE, right? It's a common vulnerability
Enumeration.
enumeration. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sergio. And then you will see the uh, vulnerability number and you can search by vulnerability. Okay, let's do it actually. Let's do it. Let's specify like okay, just an example, right? Let's do the search by this one. Okay. Let's see and remove the numbers. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, screen is very small. Okay, we found something, right? So it's again, I think it's the same. The blue keep vulnerability. Let's use it. So the searching process is clear enough, right? It's clear, I think, right? Any words, anything you find in internet, you can immediately check on the Metasploit and see if exploit or auxiliary exists, right? To see if your system is vulnerable. So as I said before, guys, pen test is not always successful, right? If you're working for the company and you just tested your system and you don't find anything which is, like well-known vulnerability in the internet, this is really good for you because you're like a part of the blue team. You prove that your system is not vulnerable against this exploit. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't be like you always, get the access or use vulnerabilities of your system. It depends. Of course, if you will work for the companies, right, who will hire you as an ethical hacker, as a third party, right? Then, of course, for your reports, it will be better if you will find something. Otherwise, next time company will think, okay, we are secure enough. We don't need, perform another pen test next year. So we don't see anything from them, right? And usually it's like a marketing stuff, right? If you will find something on the third party company who hired you for pen testing, right? It's a potential your market, right? So next step would be you will provide like a list of action and remediation action for them, right? How to close these issues, right? And this will be like a stage 2 for you, and it will be like continuous business for you, and you will make money on it, right? And then if you're working for the ethical hacking, right, company, and your pen test is as a service, then it will be your business. It's money for your company, correct? So I used to work for the forensic company, and we just perform pen testing, right? We had like a several stages, right? Like initial pen test, like very light. So we just show them the open ports. We show them like a auxiliary, right? We just show that vulnerabilities exist, but we never use it, right? And even moreover, right? So we don't use all exploits. We just partially just show them few vulnerability, right? And then we push them, to get another contest, right? So it's a business model. It's up to company how to use this, right? Stuff. But if you are working for the company and as myself right now, and I just list down the last, so not last, but the most recent, vulnerabilities right here, right? And I make some plan for me, and yeah, I see some exploits I can use, right? So this is, for instance, like 07, 09, 07, 08, right? Blue keep, same one. And if you will search like common vulnerabilities for Windows 2019 or 2022, you will see like a few. It's not like 1,000 of them. You know what I mean? So it's not necessary to go to the Metasploit and run all these exploits. It's a time, right? And if you will have like 200 servers, can you imagine how much time you will spend, right? And then, yeah, but to speed up this process, yeah, as I said, always just do some, help documents for you, right? Let me show you, right? So you can just copy the command one by one and paste it, right? You can do like this way, or you can just copy everything in one shot, right? Boom. So and exploit, right? So my system is not vulnerable, so this minus means that system is not vulnerable for not vulnerable for the RDP session, right? If it will vulnerable, we use a standard payload, which is Meterpreter. It's a reverse TCP shell. In a positive result, it will be like green plus, and you will get access to the command line as a result, right? This is actually the really bad result for the blue team, but really good result for the red team, as I said, right? Uh, so Alnur already showed us that Windows 7 is always vulnerable against this SMB vulnerability, right? And he exploited, right? And he get access via Meterpreter to the command line, and then he can, create
Yeah,
accounts,
because
whatever you want,
there's no
right?
blue.
Yeah, but it's very common vulnerability, and honestly, this vulnerability is just patched already like for the 10 years, and it's very unlikely you will find it, right? Unless the systems like, for instance, some airports still using like Windows 3.11. Can you imagine this? Because of the native application in the airport, like check-in system for the airline, uh, use 3.11 Windows. And if you remember the CrowdStrike outage, remember CrowdStrike and Microsoft? They just upload the update automatically to CrowdStrike system, and they just shut down like thousands of computer for globally, right? Worldwide. And many airlines was just down in US specifically, right? And only one airline was flying. I think it's Delta, because they used a different operation system, very old one. And this very old system was not vulnerable against this issue with CrowdStrike and Windows. But at the same time, Windows 3.11 probably is nobody just make anything against 3.11 because nobody use it right now. It's very old system. Probably it's not secure at all, right? But as soon as this system is isolated from the world, it's probably the most secure system in the world right now. You know what I mean? It's not connected to internet. It's not interacting with, anything else but only VLAN in the airport. And they were good. I mean, they survived from this attack, right? Not attack. It was like misconfiguration stuff, right? It wasn't attack. So my point is, if you will find something, for instance, like Windows 2008, most probably you will use this vulnerability for RDP, and most probably you will just exploit it, right? But be careful, as I said. Most of the exploits, it's just one-way execution. So you will not revert back your server. If you will just crack it, you will crack it, right? As I said, for instance, Zero Lagoon, if you will just exploit this vulnerability, this server will reset your password to the zero, to the blank one, blank password, And then this domain controller, so it's actually this is attack against domain controller, right? This domain controller will never synchronize with your existing with your another domain controllers. So if you have only one domain controller, for instance, in the Windows domain, you will crash your system completely, right? But yeah, nowadays nobody have only one DC. It's at least two, right? One and two DCs, and they just for redundancy they replicate it like every 15 minutes or so, or even more. Yeah, companies just try to split the environment where your domain controllers are connected, right? To be able to, make it more secure. If one of the domain controller will be compromised, another will be alive. In our practice, for instance, we keep one domain controller off, completely off, right? So we just turn on this domain controller once a week. We do synchronization and turn off completely the server. So this will allow us at least to restore our domain controller from the backup. And if our domain, our AD Active Directory will be compromised, right? So we will at least have, structure of our domain controller on this turn off offline server. You know what I mean? So uh, this practice like shows that main target for us is a domain controller, right? So for now we have like a standalone machines, like one server and one workstation, right? It's not really enough to test everything. So what I suggest is if you can, guys, if your lab can allow you to install a domain controller on top of your Windows server, right? Remember, I just for instance install uh, my server only in the command line mode, right? I don't have a GUI. Um, I don't know for now if it's possible to promote this server to domain controller via PowerShell or command line interface, right? If I will able to, I will send you command, right? If not, uh, you can remove your Windows boss Windows machine and install a proper Windows server with GUI, just one computer, right? So it will release your computer power, right, from your laptop, and you can install just one domain controller, and you will read how to promote standard Windows server to the domain controller. It's easy process actually. It's just to change a role on the server. But I know how to do it now with the graphic user interface, right? But I'm not sure I can do it from the PowerShell yet. But if not, so we will install the GUI full Windows server and promote it to domain controller, and we will use some exploits against domain controller. Okay, so it will be like a different task for us. So for now, we just try to use Metasploit against Windows and Windows Workstation and Windows Server, right? To be honest with you, I tried many of them. This is like examples, right? I didn't find anything. I mean, I was unable to exploit anything on my lab, right? Even my system is unpatched. Remember, we just discussed it. Better to use unpatched Windows, so probably we'll find something, right? But interesting, I cannot find anything, which is good for blue team, right? Even Windows. Another point, probably we don't try all exploits, right? I tried the most famous one, right? Like top 10, right? And I didn't exploit anything. But probably some of them exist. I mean, some exploit exist, and uh, still system is vulnerable. That's why we just keeping our system up to date as often as we can, right? Uh, but that's it. My point is here. Pen test is always about the time. I mean, ethical hacking is all about the time, right? You spend for the uh, verify your system, right? So we have to make sure that all our, I don't know how many servers do you have, guys, in your infrastructure, but in mine, I have 2,000 servers, virtual and physicals, right? Just to perform the 10, verify the 10 exploits on each server, it will take me ages, right? That's why I just split this system split the system by jobs, right? So I, for instance, one quarter I just do like 10 servers, right? Same type of servers, I would say. I just categorize them. Let's say I have a Windows 2019, right? With this build number, and I just how to say group them in one group. So from this group, I can just check only one server, right? So I expected that another server with the same patching, with the same build number, will have the same vulnerability. So if I will just review and check only one member of this group, it will be proof that all servers with the same configuration will respond in the same way. Agree? Or for instance, you're using like 2022 server with a specific build number and specific, not specific, but some certain, KB files. I mean, some updates, right, on it. And then if you will make everything, consistent, I mean, similar configuration on server will allow you to contest only one member of this group. So you need to standardize your configuration, right, in your infrastructure. Let's say you will have like Windows 10 with the last 22H2 whatever patch, right? So if you will scan one of this machine, it will be enough to prove that all other machines are the same. But it's only applicable for operation system, guys. We will come to the next level, like if you have any application on top of the server, right, is not valid. My statement is not valid. You know what I mean? So because we just check the vulnerability of the operation system. I'm just talking if you can standardize your operation system and split them by the groups, like Windows Server 2019 with a specific build, you can verify the operation system. But if members of this group have different type of application on it, right? For instance, like domain controller have some role of domain controller, right? So we have to verify vulnerability against and exploits against domain controller, right? If you have another server like DNS server, for instance, right? But it's not a domain controller, but same build and same version of Windows server, you can perform one test against Windows itself, but then you have to perform some exploits and verification against DNS service. Does it make sense,
Sorry,
guys?
Konstantin.
Yeah.
When you have, you say like in your place, you have like 2,000 servers. Normally, when you
200,
have like
200, yeah.
200, all this large number of servers, do you normally, when they're covering like security practice, like pen testing, do they normally run like a pen test on all 200 servers, or like they're doing like in circles, like let's do like a cluster of server, like the less important, and then slowly they making the circle more narrower to try like other clusters of servers.
Okay, when you say they, you mean bad actors or ethical hackers?
No, I mean ethical. Yeah. When I
Ethical.
say like they testing, yeah, when they testing like the security if of the servers, like they trying like in portions, or they try to carry like all the servers in one go.
Okay, let me try to answer your question. So as I said, from 200 servers, right? We have two type of operation system, 2019 and 2022. Okay, so we can split by this, right, parameters. So we have two different platforms, right? So we have to perform pen test against 2002, 2022, and against 2019. Agree? Boom, boom, boom. We verify the vulnerabilities, top 10, let's say, and we will get a result, right? Okay. Then
Do you
with it,
normally let's say like in your servers, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter it doesn't matter like which version of the Windows servers, okay? Let's say like in some servers there is a, I don't know, project division. Okay.
Mhm.
So did they testing the whole project division servers, or they splitting the servers just to let the operation keep going? If I make myself clear.
Yeah. It's a good point. So usually we perform pen test out of office hours, right? Just to not interrupt, because sometimes the scanning and everything is really, use the performance of the server, and you will affect your business operations for sure. So it's a nighttime. Actually, you have to agree with your management, right? That you're gonna to perform the pen test from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., for instance, right? So you have to define a window which will not affect your business operations. This is for sure, right? So answer to a question, if you have development server, for instance, right? Of course, they will have some Visual Studio on it, Python on it, C++ on it, and some frameworks, right, for development, right? So apart from you will check the operation system itself, like operation system, Windows or Linux, right? You have to perform the uh, verification or pen test against these frameworks, like against Python,
Yeah.
against Visual Studio, It's another level. It's like application level pen test, right? But in this
Yeah.
in this type of pen test, yeah, we need Mustafa. He's not on online today, right? He can explain how to do it better, right? I know
Okay.
SonarQube and some stuff, right? We can test, application. Some of the services you can check for sure, like HTTP, right? IIS server on Windows or Apache server on the Linux, right? They have some vulnerabilities, right? And you can exploit and you can use these vulnerabilities and get access to the system via daemon, right? Daemon, right? Right? So,
Yeah.
as I said, first of all, just to simplify your work, right? Split the system by operation system. So let's say you have Windows 10 and Windows 11. It's workstations, right? Split them. Okay. If you have a wide list of applications allowed on in your company, right? And it's really standardized, so nobody can install anything on your machine, right? But only Office, Word, Excel, blah blah blah, and probably some Adobe, and probably Outlook, of course, and some, I don't know, browser like Chrome, right? Nothing else should be on this machine. Antivirus, all the stuff, it's a standard stuff, right? So you have like a golden image of your workstation infrastructure, right? You know that this is
Yeah.
Windows 10, last patches on it, and you have like Office 365 or Office products, Adobe products, and antivirus. That's it. Nothing else should be on that, right? And you scan it. If you scan this computer and you can prove that all your Windows machines are the same, so it's not necessary to, um, pen test all of them because you will not have time for that, right? So next time
Right.
probably you can use another group or another division. Let's say today I will scan HR department. Next time, right? Next month, I will scan finance department. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But basically, finance department and HR department, from the Windows standpoint, should have same configuration of PCs. Agree? Actually, this
Yeah.
is up
Yeah.
to you guys. It will be if you have a standard configuration for your infrastructure, it's easy to manage, right? Rather than you will have like on computer number one, you will have like this number of application. On computer number two, you will have different list of application. This is really unmanaged stuff, right? So, and for sure, you have to have white list of application. Then you can check the updates for this application. You can check uh, what user tried to install on top of this, right? And usually, users shouldn't have any rights to install anything on your computer, right? Because it's a company property. You as IT and then security guys responsible for this, right? For the security. You shouldn't allow anybody to install anything on the computer, company computers, right? It should be clear, right? It's a policy. It should be actually described in the
Normally,
policy. Mhm.
normally before touching computers or before covering anything, do we normally take like make an image brand new, or do we normally save the computer status somewhere in case something go wrong and I don't know, I make a mistake and I bring all the system down, you know?
Mhm.
Do I normally like should I take an image before doing anything?
Yeah, it's a good practice to have a golden image. Usually it's called golden image, right? When you install everything on the
Golden
machine,
image.
yeah, golden image. So you install everything on the machine, right? And you can just then clone them, right?
Yeah.
Clone the
Like, is
machine.
it
So
something that I have to have, or like do I have? I mean, that the business must to have, or do I have to create this golden image every time, like I go somewhere and make some practice on the system, on the net,
you
whatever.
have to manage it, Sergio. Unfortunately, it's your job. For instance, if next month you will get a new patch from the Microsoft, right? So instead of
Yeah,
update, so it depends, right? So for instance, you have like Windows 11 with the 21 H1 something, right? Last patch, right? And next month you will receive a new patch, right? So existing machines, you have to just update from what you have, like WSAS, right? From Windows. It's update servers, right? For Windows, for instance. You can existing machine, you can update from WSAS server. Done. Okay. But for new service, it's better to make a golden image with a new patch, right? With application on it, and then clone it. I don't know what you're using, guys, but we are using WDS. It's a Windows service to clone the machine, to install the machine via network, right? So you will have a like golden image, like a ISO file, like an image file, and you can, run the machine by network and get this golden image from the WDS server, right? It's the most convenient way to deploy new machines. Or let's say tomorrow you will have like a new training class, for instance, right? And you need to on this training class only uh, Chrome and one application only. No Windows. Sorry, no Microsoft Office products, right? So in this case, you can create a very quick, image with a Chrome on it and specific apps on it, and then deploy it from the WDS. It will be easiest way instead of go to the each machine and remove or not remove, or if your golden image already contain Microsoft Office products, so it's not necessary to spend your licenses for this type of machine for training class. You know what I mean? So ideally, you have to have like golden image for the standard user, and most probably you'll have like golden image for, let's say, IT guys, right? IT guys usually have like different level of access, different application on it, some tools, this and that, and you will come up with a compose actually your image for IT department, right? So it's up to you. But point is, let's back to the pen test. If you can categorize and group the computers like your endpoints for the pen test, you can really, really save your time by pen testing only one type of the machine, one member of the group, I would say, right? So if you will group them properly, split it to the groups, and you will pen test one member of this group, then you will prove that all these members should be protected against vulnerability you tested during the pen test. Does it make Is it clear, guys?
yeah, yeah.
Make sense?
Can you check according the subnetting categories? Like, do you
I'm sorry.
normally put like the groups?
Check what? Sorry.
I was saying, can doing the pen test, would you be
Uh-huh.
able, maybe with Metasploit, would you be able to check the which group, which subnetting they belong every group? Because normally, like I don't know, business department or like a different department, they've been put in different subnetting categories.
Correct.
So would you
Correct.
be better to check like oh, okay, let me see, I don't know, group A, which subnetting group they belong. So I will be more precise and check all the IP address that belong to that subnet.
Yeah, right, Sloan, but I think I understood you. So yeah, if you are testing your infrastructure, so you are internal pen tester, right? And you have a permission for pen test, then you will know how to manage your pen test, correct? So you will connect your pen test machine to the specific subnet and use it and test it, right? And if you are working for the third party company and company will not provide you with the details of subnets and VLANs and stuff like that, right? So you will do reconnaissance and you will see
Like a black
what
box.
like a black box, and you will see the subnets. And I believe Alnur just showed us it. He showed me actually. So different computers on the network, right? And of course, you will not exactly know what computer it belongs to, right? To which department this computer belongs to, right? Of course, you will probably guess it by host name, for instance, or by services it's running on the machines. But definitely you will identify the domain controllers because domain controllers have, open specific ports and protocols, right? And you will able to identify the domain controllers. Remember, as a pen tester, the main goal is to get control over the domain controller. This is like top result, right? We are not really interested in hacking like endpoints and get access to endpoints. Only as a command and control point. So if you will hack like Windows workstation, and then you can get this workstation as a starting point and get access then from this compromised machine to the server, and then when you will do a persistent stuff and you will get access to the server, usually hackers and pen testers they use this server as a command and control point, right, to manage and to perform another pen test from this server instead of using the Windows workstation or any workstation, because workstations usually working from 9 to 6, right, and user just take it home or turn it off, right? But if you will get access to the server, you will have a persistent present to the infrastructure. You know what I mean? So workstation for us is like a trampoline, like a first step, right? We just jump to the workstation, use the vulnerability of workstation, and then try to get access to the server. If your Kali Linux allow you to get access to the server, so it's probably not worth it to crack any single workstation. It's not worth it really. So let's say I have 2,000 workstation in my network, right? And I have only 200 servers. So it's no point. It's absolute pointless to you to crack all the machines, you know? And usually the important data and critical data uh, of the company, usually they keep it on the servers, right? Instead of workstation. It should be actually a rule. All company and business critical data should be stored on the server, not on the local computers, right? So you cannot
You might be able to download the ashes from the servers, right?
to download what?
The ashes. If you manage to get into the servers, you might be able to download the ashes. So like those strings,
Yeah.
long strings that you can
Correct.
So you can download the hashes and
Mhm.
basically like you can retrieve pretty much all the login and password if you're
Mhm.
interested in some terminal. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Um, so again, the number one goal for us here is to verify vulnerabilities of domain controllers, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
as another result, is a good result actually, if you will just get access for file server, for instance, or database server, and you will be able to download the database, or at least shows that you have access to database, right? Not necessary actually to download it. You have to prove that you were able to download the database, right? Or you were
Yeah.
able to download like finance folder on the SharePoint, for instance, or file server, right? So it's definitely will prove that you get access. You need to make screenshots and show that you have, folder list and files, this and that, name of the files. Um, if you will have access via SMB, for instance, to the file server, right? But number one is a domain controller, right? Because domain controller, if you will compromise domain controller and you will able to turn off endpoint, for instance, you will able to get access to uh, NTDS file, which contain all secrets and hashes of the entire domain, right? It's like a kind of number one goal for pen testers, right? But again, it's ethical hacking. You have to have a permission for that, right? And in normal system, you will not able to do so. But if system is vulnerable and you can run specific command to get this file, so that means you have to do something on the server, right? So you have to patch them, you have to recheck your access to the server, you have to periodically change the password for the domain admins and stuff like that, right? Also, for instance, very often when admins, log into the domain controller and have a session open and didn't properly log out from the system, it's very often that Kali Linux can, go to this session on behalf of the existing, domain admin, right? And it's not necessary even, decrypt your passwords. You can use the existing session and do some command and create a users under this session. And then if even the normal admin
Like
will log
stealing
out,
cookies.
it's not a cookies actually. It's yeah, it's yeah, very similar, but it's like under the existing session, you can use vulnerability and log into the server uh, under existing admin, right?
Oh,
Session.
basically acting like make like a man in the needle.
Yeah, yeah. But you are not in this case. You don't need to decrypt your password or get some keylogger, right? Stuff like that, or get your admin's password. So you will use the same hash of admin of existing session, right? Domain admins,
Mm.
and log into the server, and then you can create the account, and then even this domain admin will log off. You will still able to connect under your account, which you can create. You created actually. So that's why it's important, guys, to log off every time you just do something on the domain control specifically, and especially on the domain controller. You have to log off always, right? So you do something, you did something, log off. Because otherwise you simplify, process for the bad actors, right? So what else? Guys, for the next meeting, right? You guys let me know how comfortable you just with MSF, right? As I said, I didn't get any results against my lab, right? So if you at least will just practice with these commands, with the searching, with using payloads and exploits, right? Don't worry about the mistakes, right? Uh, Irkebulan. It's very simple. If you make a mistake, so try another way. Try another commands, right? So yes, as I said, you can use always your uh, instruction here, right? You can prepare everything in advance, and then yeah, just execute and run the exploits by one shot, right? Copy paste. But here is very easy, right? So you can just replace the targets here, replace the IP addresses, right? You can see it's my Windows machine, this is my server, and boom, boom, boom. You can just verify very quickly, you know. Same I did for
Yeah.
print nightmare vulnerability, but I didn't find anything. But if you guys reading some hacking news, it's very often I solve like CV related to the Windows platform, to the Linux platform. You can try install some Linux machine as well. Probably on the purpose you can install some outdated version of the Linux and use the Linux as a target, right? It's also helpful and useful actually for your practice. And yeah, we need to practice, right? So to be on the same page, everybody should know how to use it. And then, so as I said, next task will be to install the Windows domain controller instead of the test machines. So if you don't have enough resources, you can remove your Windows workstation and server and install a proper server for that. And again, if I will find a command how to install the domain controller from the PowerShell command, I'll send you. But I have doubt if I can do it. If we can do it. Yeah. Any questions, guys?
Maybe I have a question about Blue Keep exploit.
Yeah.
And you have airport 3389 there, like set airport. Is it
because it's RDP? Because it's RDP.
Because it's RDP, so it's some default. It was some default option of the exploit, or did you decided to put this number because of scan above, or?
No, it's because of I know this RDP and I know this port. Let's show let's see what option is mandatory. If it's yes, if it's required, you have to define. So this you can skip, right? So we don't have a domain and we don't have RDP user for now.
No,
right?
I mean, yeah, I understand, but I mean, so the airport is 3389.
Correct.
But yeah, and you have also text document.
It's different one. No,
Yes,
no,
it's the same. But if I see above the in-map scanning.
Okay, I got you.
Of text of maybe text document or. So
I mean here from the scan.
Yeah, I mean here, yes, and it's ports. It's this список.
Yeah, it's a list of the open ports.
List of open ports.
Ports, right here, right?
Maybe I don't understand their combination. That, for example, if we have open ports, why this airport target port is 3389 and it's not listed?
Okay, I got you. So I played actually a lot with this, right? To get vulnerabilities, right? Right? Just to simulate and show you the result. I want to just show the result. So I did it on purpose. See, this is a PowerShell command I did, right? On my server. I just open it.
Okay.
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 So this was not open initially. I did a port scan with Nmap, right? Before. And then I play with the server. You can do it as well, actually. So you can do actually many stuff just for training, guys. So basically, PowerShell can allow you to do everything you can do from the GUI, right? From the graphic user interface, everything. But it's not convenient, right? You have to find a command, how to, enable the remote desktop, right? Even though I enable it, I was unable to exploit it, right?
Okay.
Which is good because probably for that I have to identify probably domain, and then I will go to the next stage, right? But I did it on purpose. It's a good catch, actually. I know, very good catch. So it's very valid question. Why I just use a port which was not in my scanning result, right, from the Kali here. It was not open. It's absolutely pointless to try to exploit the port which is not in the list. It's obvious, right? But yeah, it's a very good point. But yes, as I said, I did it on purpose. So these commands, guys, and yeah, you can make a screenshots, but no need to memorize it. I don't memorize it, someone can memorize it, but I'm not a Windows admin right now. But I know it's possible to manage your firewall. To actually, this command can be used by pen tester as well. Let's say you will get access to the server by Meterpreter, right? And you will see the command line. And for your pen test process, you need to open like HTTP port, for instance, or SMB port to be able to transfer data from one server to another. But by default, this port is closed, right? So you can use this command to open a port on the target server or server you already compromised. You know what I mean? So it's always, useful to properly manage the operation system from the command line, because it's very unlikely you will use RDP as a RDP you've seen in a normal, operations. I mean, it will be not a graphical RDP session for the target machine, but sometimes it's possible actually. In Linux, uh, I did once, and I get like a RDP session from the Linux itself. But more often you will see like a command line interface, and it will be enough to compromise the system and get some results from the target compromise system, right? So play with this, right? Try to open the ports, and you will just simulate the normal life of the admins, right? They usually do stuff like that. They open the ports. Sometimes they open all ports for testing purpose, they say, right? Admins always said this was just for testing. And then everything start working and they forgot to close all ports, Applications start working and they forgot about it, and all ports are open, and you can use this vulnerability, right? And actually, it's your responsibility to verify whether ports are open or which ports are open and why they open, right? By default, Windows have like, you see 20 ports open, right? Like not 20, but yeah, more than 10, right? But you have to question them. Why? For what? Right? Probably you have to have only a few ports open, right? To make it work. Why you open another ports like 2000 something, 5000 something? What is it for? You have to question them. Why you need, many RPC remote process call port open on the same machine? I know. But by default, Windows open it, right? Keep it open. So probably you can just go to the firewall and close it, right? So your goal is find as much as you can and try to use these vulnerabilities, but without, of course, disruption. And you have to prepare for your team, for your IT team, list of action, how to make the system harder, right? From the security posture. Okay. So guys, yeah, time's up actually. Any questions? Last questions? And yeah, as a task, as I said, who is not really feel comfortable with MSF console, just do practice, right? As much as you can, spend time on it. Try, do searching, exploits, and everything. No harm here. I mean, it's your lab. Don't use it, of course, on your production servers or against your neighbors. It's illegal for sure. Don't do it. Yeah, practice as much as you can, and who already feel comfortable, yeah, let's install the domain controller and see what we can, do a search actually in Metasploit. Any vulnerabilities are related to domain controller, Windows domain controller, okay? And try to exploit it. Cool? And questions, guys. I'm so sorry. Last week, for instance, it was really tough week for me. Yeah, a lot of work. I was
Maybe
unable to even answer you. But yeah, if you have question, I'll try to answer during the week, of course. But sometimes,
maybe
yeah.
about maybe about the question about the turning off or on the ports.
Mhm.
Did you use just CMD or because I'm not familiar with PowerShell.
This is a PowerShell command, but to manage firewall itself, you can do it from CMD as well. See, this is
Okay.
CMD command.
It's just commands. I can use just normal Windows to turn off or turn on.
Yeah.
Or just CMD. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. PowerShell is the next level, right? So you can use a PowerShell command here, right? But for this, yeah, actually you can run PowerShell from CMD. You can see here, right? So I run PowerShell in CMD in command line, and I log into the PowerShell. This is PowerShell console, and then I will able to run this command to how to say, set up a terminal server and allow the remote desktop on this machine. It's absolutely the same what I can do on the Windows machine, right here. To allow the, let's see. Oops, yeah, a little bit slow. Same from here. Same, I think. To do it from the it should be property. See?
Yes.
It's the same command, but you can do everything from the PowerShell, right? Same stuff. But yeah, usually when you pen testing, you will not able to log into the GUI. Okay? So keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. So usually you will have access to command line. So the practice to execute command from the command line is very, very useful. So you have to practice it as well. But no need to memorize it. I mean, it's 1,000 parameters, right? But you always can do a search. But if you will have like commands like that, so you will memorize it. I mean, if you will do it like several times, right? It's not really complicated to remember this, right? Okay, guys. Yeah, I need to go actually. Yeah, we a little bit running late, right? Anyway, I'll try to respond to your questions, guys, but it's not always possible, especially last week was really, really tough for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, keep practicing, okay, guys?
Thank you,
It's very important. Thank you, Sergio, for good questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Have a nice weekend.
Take care. Have a nice week, actually. Yeah, you too. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.